They are the four sacred guardians of the digital world: the azure dragon of the east, Qinglongmon, the vermilion bird of the south, Zhuqiaomon, the white tiger of the west, Baihumon, and the black tortoise of the north, Xuanwumon. These beings are said to maintain the balance of power between north, south, east and west of the digital world. This is the video about the four holy beast Digimon and the rich history and mythology they are based on. These legendary beings have reigned since the age of myth and have passed into legend. Each of them possesses immense power and guards one of the four cardinal directions of the compass. Xuanwumon guards the north and lives in the forest of the gods. Zhuqiaomon guards the south and resides in the Boot volcano. Qinglongmon guards the east, living in the Assembler Tower. Baihumon guards the west and reigns over the Folder Continent and File Island. They are all led by Huanglongmon, who represents the center in which he is enshrined and from which he supervises the others. The four holy beasts all have 4 shining eyes and 12 digicores instead of the usual one, which float outside their bodies. Each holy beast has 3 of the 12 Deva Digimon as their servants. The Deva are a group of 12 Digimon all at the perfect level, based on the 12 heavenly generals, and they each represent an animal of the Chinese zodiac. Each Deva shares the attribute of the holy beast that they serve. The 4 holy beasts spend most of their time observing events from afar. They'll send their Devas first if things start to look bad, and will only intervene if the Devas can't handle the problem. If the 4 holy beasts can't settle the issue, Huanglongmon will step in, but it's hard to imagine things getting so bad that Huanglongmon would ever need to intervene. The 4 holy beasts are based on the 4 symbols, 4 mythological creatures appearing among the Chinese constellations along the ecliptic, viewed as the guardians of the 4 cardinal directions. As a major source of inspiration for the 4 holy beast Digimon, the 4 symbols will be discussed in detail later in the video. Qinglongmon is an ultimate level Digimon based on the Azure Dragon, who controls the element of wood. As one of the 4 holy beasts that protect the digital world, he protects the east and unleashes powerful lightning strikes. Like the other 4 holy beasts, Qinglongmon is a legendary existence, and his strength is said to rival that of a god. Qinglongmon's Deva subordinates are Andiramon, Mihiramon and Majiramon, and each of them share Qinglongmon's data attribute. Andiramon represents the rabbit, Mihiramon represents the tiger, and Majiramon represents the dragon. Andiramon has a gentle spirit, likes small things, and attends to them with profound care. Mihiramon is the biggest ruffian among the Deva, though he is also a brilliant tactician who specializes in reading the terrain. Majiramon is extremely calculating and hates to even lift a finger if it won't benefit himself. The Azure Dragon is also a part of the Dragon Kings of the 4 seas. Worshipped by many for good weather, bountiful harvest all year round, the 4 Dragon Kings are considered the rulers of weather and water. Each Dragon King governs a part of the Sea of China. The 4 Dragon Kings are the Azure Dragon, the Dragon God of the East and the essence of spring, the Red Dragon, the Dragon God of the South and the essence of summer, the White Dragon, the Dragon God of the West and the essence of autumn, and the Black Dragon, the Dragon God of the North and the essence of winter. Like in the myths, in the Digimon universe, Qinglongmon is also a member of the 4 great dragons that are based on the Dragon Kings. This group consists of Koligramon, Gadramon, Megidramon and Qinglongmon, being the most deified being among them all. However, even though Qinglongmon is a godlike being, he doesn't easily cooperate with humans or the weak. Unless there is a great deal at stake, he will not become an ally. Qinglongmon belongs to the Dragon's Roar, Virus Busters and Wind Guardians fields. His special attack is the Wrath of a God called Sourai, translated as Blue Thunder, which drops violent thunder from the sky. Other attacks include Wind of Threads, Flower of Electricity, and Dance of Raijin. Raijin, translated as Thunder God, is a god of lightning, thunder and storms in Japanese mythology and the Shinto religion. He is typically depicted with fierce and aggressive facial expressions. Raijin is often appearing alongside his brother Fujin, the god of the wind. While Raijin is depicted with a very fearsome appearance, he is considered a trickster who can bring both good in the form of rain and destructive storms as well. Raijin is the son of creator gods Izanami and Izanagi, but he was born after his mother died and as such is a being of death himself. Zhuqiaomon, as one of the 4 holy beasts, protects the south and controls scorching flames. He has reigned since the age of myths, and his existence has become legendary, making him extremely difficult to find. Also, he is difficult to defeat with the power of an average ultimate form, and his strength is at the highest peak among Digimon, making him truly a god. Zhuqiaomon has an especially violent temper among the 4 Holy Beast Digimon, to the point where he burns down anyone who approaches him senselessly. Zhuqiaomon has the virus attribute and belongs to the Wind Guardians and Nightmare Soldiers fields. Zhuqiaomon's Deva subordinates are Sandiramon, Indaramon and Pajiramon, and each of them share Zhuqiaomon's virus attribute. Sandiramon represents the snake, is the most cunning and cruel among the Deva, and likes to choke the life out of his enemies. Indaramon represents the horse, has an intolerably arrogant personality, likes to brag and ridicules those who work hard. Pajiramon represents the sheep and rules the world of dreams, has a cruel personality and is known as the Dark Deva. Zhuqiaomon's special attack is Kowen, a vortex of flame comparable to prominence that erupts from the sun in a huge explosion. Other attacks include Phoenix Fire, Sonic Zephyr, and Tessellation Blast. Zhuqiaomon is based on the vermilion bird, one of the 4 symbols of the Chinese constellations. It represents the fire element, the direction south, and the summer season. It is described as a red bird that resembles a pheasant, with a 5-colored plumage perpetually covered in flames. The vermilion bird is elegant and noble in both appearance and behavior, with feathers in many different hues of vermilion. Xuanwumon protects the north and uses versatile water techniques. Like the other 4 Holy Beast Digimon, he is a legendary being, and his strength is said to rival that of gods. Xuanwumon is the oldest of the 4 Holy Beast Digimon and has a gentle personality. He has a vaccine attribute and belongs to the Nature Spirits, Jungle Troopers, Deep Savers and Wind Guardians fields. Xuanwumon's Deva subordinates are Vikaralamon, Kumbiramon and Vajramon, and each of them share Xuanwumon's vaccine attribute. Vikaralamon represents the pig and is an observer type that sleeps with his eyes open. Kumbiramon represents the rat, has great wisdom and can see ahead. Vajramon represents the ox, is the seeker of truth, values honor and loathes cowardice. Xuanwumon's special attack is Mist Illusion, which creates a dark fog around the enemy, causing them to experience an illusion that destroys their spirit. Other attacks include Double Dragon Wave and Black Hail, in which he summons huge blocks of black crystals that rain on the enemies. Xuanwumon is based on the Black Tortoise, one of the 4 symbols of the Chinese constellations, representing the north and the winter season, sometimes referred to as the mystical warrior of the north. It is usually depicted as a turtle intertwined together with a snake. In ancient China, the tortoise and the serpent were thought to be spiritual creatures symbolizing longevity, which is reflected in Xuanwumon being the oldest of the 4 holy beasts. Baihumon protects the west and has the element of metal. He has reigned since the Age of Myths, and like the other 4 Holy Beast Digimon is a legendary being, and his strength is said to rival that of the gods. Even though he is the youngest of the 4 Holy Beast Digimon, he has the highest power among the 4. It is said that his immortality and immense power are generated from 12 Digicores. Baihumon is a neutral being, and like Qinglongmon, he is not exactly an ally. Baihumon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Nature Spirits and Metal Empire fields. Baihumon's Deva subordinates are Makuramon, Sinduramon and Katuramon, and each of them share Baihumon's Data attribute. Makuramon represents the monkey, who shows no emotions on his face, but expresses himself with body poses. Sinduramon represents the rooster, likes to gossip and quarrel, but has the hardest armor among the Deva. Katuramon represents the dog, has a strong sense of justice, and often serves as a mediator when his comrades are fighting. Baihumon's special attack is Kongo, in which he releases a wave from his mouth that turns the enemy into metal. Those affected by this technique remain motionless and cannot die until their bodies rust and decay. Another attack is Iron Claws. Baihumon is based on the White Tiger, one of the 4 symbols of the Chinese constellations. He is also known as the White Tiger of the West, has the element of metal, and represents the West in terms of directions and the autumn season. Huanglongmon is an Emperor Digimon who rules over the 4 holy beasts that protect the digital world and is enshrined in the center and rules over the world. He was sealed in the deepest and darkest part of the earth when Luchamon, a fallen angel Digimon, descended to the digital world in the distant past. As a result, a struggle for supremacy occurred among the 4 holy beasts who lost control, but the balance is now maintained. Huanglongmon's existence is both good and evil, and he is called the Taiji of Light and Darkness. He has 8 eyes and 12 digicores outside his body. His huge body is covered with scales of Huanglong ore, a special ore that boasts absolute hardness, making it impossible to even scratch him. Huanglong ore is the basis of Chrome Digizoid, a virtual ore that boasts absolute hardness. In reality, it is impossible to measure the hardness of Huanglong ore because it can only be scratched by Huanglong ore and there is no way to compare it with other ores or metals. Although it has great hardness, it is also extremely heavy, making it unsuitable for use in weapons and armor. It is also extremely rare and can only be found deep underground. It is said that it takes many years, far beyond the age of myth, to merge Huanglong ore with living things, and currently the only Digimon that has achieved this is Xuanwumon. Chrome Digizoid eliminates these drawbacks and can be said to be an excellent rare metal. While Huanglongmon doesn't have an attribute, he belongs to the Virus Busters, Nature Spirits, Nightmare Soldiers, Metal Empire and Wind Guardians fields. His special attacks are Taikyuku, which forever disintegrates everything in the digital world into the polarities of light and darkness until it becomes nothing, and Okai, which causes a typhoon of huge mud flow on the scale of a natural disaster. Huanglongmon is based on the Yellow Dragon, a zoomorphic incarnation of the Yellow Emperor at the center of the universe in Chinese religion and mythology. Huanglongmon Ruin Mode is a form that went out of control after being injected with evil energy. After losing his good and light, he became inclined towards evil and darkness and goes on a rampage to destroy the world. According to the records, the 4 holy beasts joined forces and succeeded in suppressing Huanglongmon Ruin Mode. His special attacks are Mukyoku, which causes everything in the digital world to be swallowed up by darkness devoid of light, and Kaimetsu, which stirs up black flames in a tornado on the scale of a natural disaster. Another attack is Raiko or Thunder.